good evening. Are you here? You're here for the monster tour, right? Excellent, because I have a world of spooky creatures to show you. Now, before we get started, I need to make sure that you are aware of all the perils that we will be facing on our evening worldwide expedition, and that's why I have brought you this, the essential worldwide monster guide. Now, this book has a detailed explanation of just about every monster that we're going to be encountering tonight. So, let's get started in the debrief, shall we? Okay. Now, this book is lovingly compiled by Linda Ashman. Illustrations by David Small. And as you can see, we will be making an expedition around the globe, starting in South America. Okay, let me get this spiel ready. Welcome, traveler. So, you've traveled far from home. You've packed your toothbrush, camera, comb, your favorite hat, your lucky ring. But have you thought of everything? Are you prepared for hidden dangers, monsters, pranksters, spooky strangers? Beasts with fangs and piercing claws, spiky horns and giant jaws. Guaranteed, someday, someplace, you'll meet a monster face to face. Don't destroy a great vacation. Arm yourself with information. With this handy monster guide, you can take these beasts in stride. Save yourself the stress and strife. Save your spirit. Save your life. Yes, for pleasant, pain-free trips. Don't leave home without these tips. It's a funny little spiel. I have to do it, really. It's optional, but I like the theatrics of the whole thing. You get it. You paid for the whole ticket, so you expect the whole process. So, our first stop will be in Sudamerica, South America, and we will encounter a particularly savage and duplicitous creature known as the alicanto. The alicanto is a South American bird who eats gold and silver deposits, and sometimes uses the golden light of his wings to lead fortune hunters astray, often over cliffs. Thankfully, we have handy-dandy poems for every monster that you can reference if you find yourself in a pickle. So, alicanto alert. If you follow the bird, the gold-eating bird, he'll show you the way to the treasure. If you follow the light of his wings through the night, he'll lead you to wealth beyond measure. If you follow him high, up the cliff towards the sky, to the peak where the riches glow, you'll wave to the bird, that mischievous bird, as you plunge to the rocks below. So yeah, not a fine, foul friend. I would not recommend any rendezvous with the alicanto. But that's why I'm here, to help you. The next monster that we will be encountering, or may be encountering, this one is known to be elusive, is the troll. In the real world, they're elusive. In more familiar environments, maybe it's not so uncommon. But trolls, as we know them in the monster hunting world are nasty, unattractive creatures found in Scandinavia. Some live under bridges and require passers-by to pay costly tolls. Now, the former part of that definition is relatively accurate, minus the Scandinavia. But alas, Troll Bridge, alternate route revised. When you visit Grimley Palace, you will come upon a moat. There's a bridge that goes across it, but it's best to take the boat. Grimley Bridge is always guarded by a nasty little troll. If you choose to take the bridge, the beast will ask you for a toll. He might ask you for a quarter or a cookie and some milk, or might ask you for a whistle or a jacket made of silk. He might ask you for a cello or a shiny pocket knife. He might ask you for your mittens. He might ask you for your life. If you visit Grimley Palace, you will have to cross the moat. Skip the bridge that goes across it. Don't be foolish. Take the boat. And yes, there is a ferry service that crosses Grimley Palace, so just to be advised, I won't be with you on the on-foot section of your tour. I'm merely the safari leader in the hot air balloon in the Zeppelin. So when you're on the ground, you need to take precautions where precautions are necessary. Especially if you're on a budget. These trolls they have a captive market, so Our next monster that we will be encountering in Russia is the Domovik. The Domovik is a Russian spirit who guards the house, typically from his place behind the stove. He is easily offended and has been known to burn the house down if annoyed. So, I understand you'll be staying in an Airbnb in Russia. You might want to keep it down. The old houses tend to creak. The Soviet bloc housing wasn't really known for its integrity. But I digress. Be a considerate house guest. Don't bang about the kitchen. Don't play annoying games. Just leave a bit of supper, or the house goes up in flames. Brutal, dude. This Domovik is a tricky guy. He actually kind of looks like Joseph Stalin, doesn't he? What a cute little guy. So, after Russia, the route goes from the Kuril Islands down south, past Hokkaido, into Honshu mainland Japan. And in Japan, there are a wealth of mystical creatures known as yokai, but specifically, I'd like to talk about the Tengu. The Tengu are mischievous spirits, part bird and part human, found in the mountainous regions of Japan. I don't think this author understood that all Japan is mountainous regions. Therefore, it's best to be careful. Quiet Tengu territory. Tengu are bizarre indeed. A most peculiar hybrid breed. Hatch like chicks from giant eggs, but walk around on human legs. Vicious-tempered, so I've heard. Quite unlike the average bird. Swoop from trees on soaring wings. People rarely do such things. Are they human, bird, or beast? It doesn't matter in the least. Let this motto be your guide. When you see the Tengu, hide. Now, after we finish our rendezvous in Dai Nippon, we will cross back over the Coral Islands, over the Bering Strait, through Alaska, and down into Canada and the northern United States for our final beast incursion. And this is the Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot, who is an enormous furry creature who lives in the snowy mountains of North America. He looks rather silly in this illustration, doesn't he? But nonetheless, don't sneer at Sasquatch. Sasquatch sings the blizzard blues. Toes are frozen, has no shoes. Icy teardrops sting his eye. Can't find clothes in Bigfoot size. Be forewarned, you travel bug. Wrapped in fleece, contented, smug. Stop that smirking. Do not gloat. In a flash, he'll snatch your coat. Yeti don't play. So once we arrive in North America, our tour is done. Wasn't that fun?